What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Awards But Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valero. We are up, for me, early-ish. For Benji, it's like the middle of the day, so it doesn't really matter, right? I think at the end of the point is. As I'm sitting here, I got my what I was looking for to use this podcast. So I'm very happy with that. But that being said, we are here to talk about the 2025 Golden Globe nominations were just announced a few moments ago. I am joined by my good friend here, Benji. How are you, bud?
I'm very good, thank you, sir. A little bit, always a bit of an adrenaline rush when award season kicks off like this. Got some things to talk about, but yeah, I guess we'll go on to those in due course.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm about to copy and paste this so I don't share any information over from the press release that I just received literally moments ago, which makes me very happy. Some of the big things, obviously, Denis missing for director is one of the most astronomical dumb things I've ever seen in my entire life. To me, it's crazy. Obviously, the film came out earlier in the year, and we'll talk more about it in a few minutes. But to me, it's crazy to see that he missed director. Correct?
Correct. To think he got everything apart from the Oscar last time, and now he's missing at Golden Globes. It does make you worried about what the future of award season will hold, but I don't know. Just got to have faith sometimes, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm not worried about him not getting nominated for the Oscar. He'll show up at Critics' Choice on Thursday, too. I'm pretty positive. Dune is still my number one movie of 2024, has been my number one movie since February. So I'm not really surprised. On this episode, I'm going to touch on a little bit of things about when it comes to movie stuff. Or to TV stuff, just because I think that there's a few notable nominations, but I do want to criticize the Golden Globes for their horrible, and I say horrible, picks for stand-up comedy. You can tell that their voting body literally watched the most popular people in the world of stand-up and voted for those people, because I've seen, by far, that was Nikki Glazer's worst special I've seen. Adam Sandler's was fine. I didn't mind it. I don't mind him being here. Rami Youssef was okay. Seth Meyers was fine. I haven't seen Jamie Foxx's yet, but the rest of these were kind of mediocre. So screw them.
They still love the.
Yeah, exactly. They still love The Bear, which isn't surprising. But one thing I'm happy to see is Shrinking, which I think Shrinking's the best show on television. If you're not watching it, you're missing out on literally the best show on TV. But I will say it's kind of missing some supporting performances. I don't really care. I still haven't watched Baby Reindeer, so I really don't care if I got that name with The Bear. Colin Farrell being there, fantastic. Christina Milioti being nominated, fantastic. The Penguin is fantastic. Nobody Wants This getting nominated made me happy. I'm trying to take it slow so that when we get to the first, looks like there's all TV. TV. And here we are. All right, so Best Original Song. We had The Last Showgirl, The Beautiful That Way, Repress the Challengers, El Mal from Emilia Perez, Forbidden Road for Better Man, Kiss the Sky, Wild Robot, and Mia Camino for Emilia Perez. I don't see very many surprises here, I don't think. I was kind of surprised Diane Warren didn't show up, but here, because
I'm not so much surprised Diane Warren. I'm not so surprised she didn't show up. Last time she got nominated was for Yossi from The Life Ahead, and that's during the pandemic year. She usually only shows up on Oscar morning, so no matter what happens, I'm predicting a Diana Warren song to get in at the Oscars. But this was sort of what I predicted. The top four were like easy for me. The last two, I was kind of back and forthing for a while, and then it ended up being The Last Showgirl who kind of took that fifth spot for me. But it's kind of how there was no big snubs. Like both Emilia Perez songs got in, but The Wild Robot got in. It's kind of what I'd give myself up to predict.
Yeah, we're showing though a theme here that we saw that Sing Sing was definitely not as strong as it has been in other places, because a lot of people predict the song to get in here, and we'll see it kind of in several other different places. For Best Original Score, we had Dune Part 2, Challengers, Emilia Perez, Wild Robot, The Brutalist, and Conclave. I think that this was, well, the only one that I was surprised that didn't show up here was Wicked for some reason. I just thought that they'd be a little bit more peppered with Wicked, but everything else kind of. And Dune obviously being here, even though it can't be nominated for an Oscar, is not surprising either. Yeah.
I mean, that was my top 6. I was tempted to put Wicked in, but then I kind of Wicked isn't really that drizzled with a score. Not only that though, but I believe it had eligibility issues, so I kind of stuck with my gut, and I'm glad that I did. I'm happy with all of the nominees. Really, I'm looking at it on a small screen right now, so I'm just kind of recapping myself to make sure there was nothing that surprised me. But yeah, no, that was literally everything I expected.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The only one I expected a little bit more love for Wicked here, just because. Again, I mean, I don't think Wicked should be nominated for anything, but that's just me. All right. Moving on to screenplay, we had Emilia Perez, Honora, The Brutalist, A Real Pain, The Substance, and Conclave. This is one of several places that we see uh, The Substance appear. It is loved and beloved by the Golden Globe people, which is fantastic because, you know what I mean? This is a type of movie that it doesn't matter really how I feel. I lost Benji here. It doesn't really matter how I feel regarding certain films, but films like The Substance definitely being in the conversation deserve all the recognition just for what it did. It's definitely a swing, massive swing at that. And it's really cool to kind of see the Substance hype here. Very cool to see Jesse Eisenberg for Real Pain, a movie that I loved immensely. And Sing Sing not showing up here was yet another surprise. And again, it is just a run of not Sing Sing showing up where in a lot of places it would. All right, so the biggest thing that we talked about already is Denis being snubbed for Dune Part 2, but we have Adard for Emilia Perez, Sean Baker for Nora, Edward Berger, Conclave, Freddie Corbet for The Brutalist, Corella for Farget for The Substance, and Pale Capata for All We Imagine as Light. Not really surprised to see that on there, especially since it won yesterday for the for director, for director at LA yesterday. Again, Denis not being here is such a just absolute abysmal snub. I mean, there is literally no reason why Denis should not be in this conversation. I think he'll still be nominated for the Oscar, but it's just sad. A sad, sad day. It's easily the best directed movie of the year, and it's far better directed than every movie on this list. All right, best performance in a supporting role in any motion picture. Of course, Yuri Borsov shows up for Honora. We have Kieran Culkin for Real Pain, Edward Norton for A Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce for The Brutalist, not Guy Brutalist, Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice, and then Denzel Washington for Gladiator. The big one here was the miss of Clarence Macklin for Sing Sing. It's his first off, he's won in several different groups already, so it's kind of surprising to see him not appear here. But the big one, obviously, is The Apprentice love. We do get a lot of Apprentice love here. We had Apprentice get love here, and we'll talk about it a little bit more in a few minutes. But happy for Kieran Culkin. Very happy that Edward Norton showed up because Edward Norton I loved Inside A Complete Unknown. I thought his performance was fantastic. So the Edward Norton hive is growing strong. He did win for supporting actor at the Boston critics yesterday, so that's fun. All right, moving on to female actor in a supporting role. We have Selena Gomez, one that I was predicting myself. Very happy with. You know what I mean? Very happy with Selena Gomez getting nominated. You have Selena Gomez, Ariana Grande, Felicity Jones, Margaret Qualley, who I believe is the best part of The Substance. I loved her in The Substance. I think that she's the best performance. And then you got Isabel Rossellini for Conclave, and then Zoe Saldana for Emilia Perez. Two kind of shocks here. There's not a lot of Nickel Boys love, and there's not a lot of. And Daniel Deadweiler did not get in for A Piano Lesson, which I thought was a fantastic performance as well. So those two missed here, but Ariana Grande is starting that run, and Selena Gomez getting in as well. Could she insert herself into the Oscar race and make Emilia Perez a double nominee here? We definitely would be interesting. In one of the in my opinion, one of the weirdest categories this year, obviously, is best performance by a male actor in a musical and/or comedy. Jesse Eisenberg, A Real Pain, strong performance. Hugh Grant in Heretic. I liked the performance. I'm not mad about this just because I didn't foresee this being a comedy. You know what I mean? So that was kind of weird to me. Gabrielle LaBelle for Saturday Night. I wasn't surprised by this. I think he's fantastic in the movie. Jesse Plemons for Kinds of Kindness is pretty wild. Glenn Powell for Hitman. Very much expected that. And then Sebastian Stan for A Different Man. Again, the boundaries of which that we're putting films to get nominated is pretty crazy. I wouldn't consider A Different Man a comedy at all, but I thought you would put horror under the drama, but here we are, you know what I mean? And then of course thriller-ish type things, but here we are. All right, best performance by a female actor in a motion picture musical comedy. We have the lead actress here, and lead actress we had. I'm pressing my screen at the same time. See where I got it. All right, Amy Adams for Night Bitch, Cynthia Irova for Wicket, Carla Sofia Gascon making history for Amelia Perez. Love that so much. Mikey Madison for Nora, Demi Moore for The Substance, and Zendaya for The Challengers. Challengers making it in, got here, and then of course it got scored as well. Not too surprised. I was really holding out hope for June Squibb for Thelma because that to me is a true comedic performance, but nonetheless, here we are. Let's see here. Moving down the list, we have best performance by a male actor in a motion picture drama. All right, top to bottom here, we have Adrian Brody for The Brutalist, no surprise. Timothy Chalamet, Complete Unknowns, no surprise. Daniel Craig for Queer. Coleman Domingo, Sing Sing. Ralph Fiennes for Conclave. And then again, we have The Apprentice showing up for Sebastian Stan, who got double nominated this morning. I think we're inching closer and closer to this probably being our 5 at the Academy Awards. I think we're inching closer and closer to that happening. It's definitely one of the weaker categories when it comes to, I think Brody, Chalamet, Domingo, and Fiennes are your 4, and then the 5th slot is a battle between like Daniel Craig for Queer. I think that Jesse Eisenberg for Real Pain's in the conversation, but for me, definitely interesting, I guess you could say. And then of course we have actress in a drama, which saw Pamela Anderson for The Last Showgirl. Congratulations to her. That makes me super happy. It's just a fantastic nomination. Angelina Jolie for Maria, Nicole Kidman for Baby Girl, Tilda Swinton for The Room Next Door, Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here, and then Kate Winslet for Lee. Not surprising to see her. Very disappointed to see Marianne Jean-Baptiste not here. Especially, she's won, I think it was New York critics and Los Angeles critics that she won over the last 2 days, last 2 or 3 days, and then she gets snubbed here by the Golden Globes. Kind of sad to see that here because she belongs here, especially over, I don't know, almost every one of these performances except for maybe Angelina Jolie. Jolie is the only one that really kind of stands out to me. That was a fantastic performance that kind of belongs in this conversation. But I think that Fernanda Torres and Angelina Jolie are the 2 that will definitely be in the conversation to get nominated. Best Motion Picture, not English language, All We Imagine as Light, Amelia Perez, The Girl with the Needle, I'm Still Here, The Seed of the Sacred Fig, and Vermigalo. No real surprises there either, I don't think. Let me look at my picks. Let me look at my picks again. Scrolling down, not English. I think I went 5 for 5 here, right? I think Dee Dee was the only one that I kind of expected to show up here. Yep. All right. Cinematic box office, whatever. The category that we all love to talk about. Obviously, Alien Romulus being here was definitely interesting. We have Beetlejuice, Deadpool Wolverine, Gladiator 2, Inside Out 2, Twisters, Wicked, and The Wild Robot. I will say this. How did Moana get into Best Motion Picture Animated, yet did not get into cinematic box office achievement? Because again, it's literally breaking records as we speak. Like literally breaking records as we speak in the box office, yet it didn't make it here. That blew me away. I don't understand that. It's definitely an interesting snub, in my opinion, when it comes down to it. But Moana 2, no matter how you feel about the film, it definitely belongs in the conversation for Best Motion Picture, our cinematic and box office achievement, as it's breaking records every single day. Let's see here. What do we got to next? Hold on, wait. What am I missing? Oh, Best Motion Picture Animated, Flow, Inside Out 2, The More of a Snail, and Moana 2, Wallace and Gromit, and The Wild Wild Robot. Definitely interesting to see there. Maybe we have Benji back. Benji, we're on animated right now. I don't think there was the biggest surprise. I will say this: I didn't recognize this because the cinematic box office achievement award is interesting, but I find it interesting that Moana 2 gets in for animated, but didn't get in for cinematic box office achievement. Correct?
Correct. First things first, can you even see me?
No, I can't, but that's fine. I can hear you.
That's fine. You can hear me. It's going to have to do. Yeah. So apologies, folks. I have a private Wi-Fi with my business and it cut off quickly, but I'm back. But yeah, no, so you're absolutely right. It didn't make an appearance, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, we've had
It doesn't make any sense, though. It doesn't make any sense because Moana 2 is literally, if it's in the conversation, that means you watched it. That means you also understand that this movie is breaking box office record. It literally smashed the Thanksgiving box office.
What I don't understand is that it came out almost exactly the same time as Gladiator 2 and Wicked. It made the most money out of them both. They're both featured here, and that is not. And I think it speaks more to the volumes of the fact that people just didn't like the film that much. And when it came to Best Motion Picture Animated, it was more awarding the animation within itself and filling a slot rather than kind of rewarding the film, if that makes sense.
It does, but also, I mean, there is also still, other films this year I thought that were animated, the animation was better and more pleasing than Moana 2. So, but you're giving it more credit, though, and voting bodies are giving it more credit by inserting it into animated picture for Best Animated Movie of the Year and not giving it this, Alien Romulus. Sure, okay, cool. What? I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, there's movies on this list. I mean, I get Inside Out 2. I get Deadpool and Wolverine. I get Wild Robot because it's, the legs of it. Wicked I even get. But Beetlejuice was not that impressive at the box office compared to what, compared to Moana. Again, it's I think it's already in the top 5 movies of the year. And then on top of that, a glaring hole here is, actually, I'm going to look at it right now as we're live. I want to look at it now. Because I'm pretty positive that another movie that's missing is a movie that was snubbed. Yeah, Dune Part 2. Where's Dune Part 2 in this?
Oh, yeah. Very good point. Jesus.
The number 4 film of the year. Where's Despicable Me 4 at? The number 3 movie of the year. Where's Godzilla and Kong, The New Empire?
All this category is for, Ricky, is just to reward films that people liked. It's like
for sure.
It'll be my 12-year-old brother's favorite category. It's literally.
Yeah, but then again, if they're going to award box office movies that were good and that were liked, I mean, Dune Part 2 has got a hell of a high Rotten Tomato score. You know what I mean? But
yeah, 100%. I mean, it does. This is the problem with this category. It just doesn't make sense. It's just trying to please people. It doesn't have any leverage to it.
No, definitely not. But again, I don't mind that in the aspect of that, but just come through with the authenticity of that. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many other movies. Like Bad Boys Ride or Die should be in the conversation if we're going to have Beetlejuice on the list. I mean, where's Venom Last Dance? I mean, that made more money. That's made more money than Beetlejuice and Wicked so far. I mean, obviously Wicked will, it'll pass. And then why is Alien on here? 350 is the 15th highest ranked movie of the year. You know what I mean? That doesn't make any sense while it's on here. You know what I mean? The Wild Robot's the only one that makes sense is because the legs that it's had at the box office. All right, moving on to Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy. Anora, Challengers, Amelia Perez, A Real Pain, The Substance, and Wicked. Since you kind of went MIA on us there, I'll let you talk a little bit about this. No real surprise for me.
No real surprise for me either.
Except for Hitman missing. So.
Again, I'm not going to lie to you. I did take a bit of a risk and I swapped for Hitman because I thought the passion would be there a lot more. And kind of shocked that it isn't. Did Glenn Powell even get in for musical comedy?
Yeah, he did. He did.
Oh, there you go. At least there's something. But no, just I because that's such a kind of crowd pleasery movie, and the Globes have kind of a reputation for that. I thought we'd see it get in here over Challengers, keeping in mind that Challengers has been dipping, but clearly I was wrong. In terms of the rest of the nominees, I'm very happy to see the substance here because I think this is where the substance kind of ride or died. Emilia Perez, great. Anora, great. Wicked.
It's expected, though. I mean,
expected. Very expected.
And it's crazy because it's expected, and then on top of that, it just goes to prove my point that I believe that there is plenty of recency bias when it comes to people and their voting bodies. It's a 12-month race, not a what we have watched in the last 3-week race, and people lose sight of that. I'm excited for Real Pain. I do think that a Real Pain showing up today was important. I do believe that if it's going to try to get, I think it's going to be the max nominees is probably going to be 4. I would love to see it show up as the 5th actor because the 5th actor in the category is definitely something where I think it's got a chance to. I think Eisenberg does have a chance of showing up. So it's showing up today for screenplay, especially in a condensed screenplay, right? There is only one category for screenplay, which makes no sense. Yet we have split categories for comedy and musical and drama. But it showing up there was very important for its award prospects moving forward. And then, of course, the last one we had was The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Nickel Boys, and September 5th, which pisses me off because Dune Part 2 shows up here and Nickel Boys shows up here. You think it's the best movie of the year amongst the 6 best movies of the year in the terms of drama, but yet you paint these, 2 movies. Well, I know Dune Part 2 got scored too, but you kind of paint these movies dust on the other side of things, which is kind of annoying. But this category went kind of exactly how I thought of it, except for, the big one here is Sing Sing, right?
Sing Sing is the biggest snub by far and away. I'm actually really quite very upset that it only got 1 nomination. And it makes me very
2,
nervous.
I think, right? Did it get 2?
It got leading actor, and I believe that was it. I'd like to be wrong, but I don't think I am.
No, you're not wrong. Holy shit. Yeah, because for some reason I had it in my head I got sung, but it didn't get sung either.
No. So something I would like to point out to everyone that's listening that's absolutely crazy about this, and I was saying this to Ricky before we went live. The Golden Globes haven't just nominated a movie just singly for motion picture drama and no other category since 2013, which was, and now we've got 2 movies that have just got into motion picture drama, nowhere else. That is beyond insane.
Yeah, exactly, and that to me is crazy. You know what I mean? I mean, September 5th is not a good movie. And the thing about it is like, if things show up in other places, you're not really as surprised, right? So to me, it's like, all right, cool. I'm really happy with, X, Y, and Z. I might not be happy with September 5th being painted all over the place, but stuff showing up in one category, it's just weird. It just was weird to me. All right. Before we sign completely off, I just want to go through and talk about some of my favorites. We're going to go through. I want you to pick only one pick from each of these that is your favorite nomination of each category. So, best original song, your favorite pick is?
I'm going to be very unpopular because a lot of people take a shit on this song. I actually love it. It is on my Spotify all the time, and it's Al Mal from Emilia Perez.
Yeah, that's going to be mine too. I can't, I totally agree. I love
the energy of it. I don't care what people say. I don't care if people think it's written badly. I like the energy. I like the way it builds. I love that song. When I watched that at the London Film Festival, the energy in the room, I do not care what you think. Al Mal's my favorite.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody thinks. I love Emilia Perez. So best original score for me, my favorite here is obviously Hans Zimmer Dune Part 2. I think it's the best score of the year. What about you, Benji?
Yeah, again, I don't want to like. I hope we have different opinions on some of these categories, but again, yeah, Dune Part Two.
Best screenplay. For me, it's going to be Eisenberg, just for a real pain. For me, I think that it's such a well-written script. I do think that it was either this or Amelia Perez, because I think Amelia Perez is well written no matter what anybody says. But I definitely know where you're going here. We're opposite here. So go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going the substance for this.
Yeah.
Conclave is very close behind it, to be fair. But in terms of the substance, in terms of it's a bit like a Get Out win, where fair enough, maybe like it's not so dialogue-y, but the way the movie's structured, the story it tells, the way that it pulls off such a batshit crazy story, at least to me, I know you might disagree, I think it pulled it off perfectly.
Yeah, I love the substance for the first two acts. So there's that. Best director, I'll let you go first.
Oh God, I'm looking at all these nominees. Disclaimer to everybody watching: the only one of these awards contender movies I haven't seen yet is The Brutalist. I've tried so hard, but I just haven't been able to see it yet. So I can't count that one. I don't want to sound like a massive fanboy, but I'm going to go with Coralie Farge for The Substance.
I have seen every movie on this list, and I would substitute Corbet for Denis in a heartbeat, because I think The Brutalist is vastly overrated. That being said, we're not talking about that. I am going to abstain from picking anything under the pretenses that Denis should have been here. I'm under
That's fair.
protest.
That's very. It's a protest vote. Or protest not vote.
Best performance by a male actor in a supporting role of any motion picture. My favorite. Okay, it's crazy because my favorite performance and what I'm going to pick right now are two totally different things, but we're just picking based on the nomination itself. I love that Edward Norton for A Complete Unknown showed up here. I love A Complete Unknown. It's slowly become one of my favorite movies of the year. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just somebody commented Sing Sing didn't make it in the picture. Exactly. By the way, I just want to say that I love your picture. Okay.
I love your picture too, man. That's very cool.
That is the best picture ever. If you can DM that to me just so I can borrow it for the rest of my life, because it's brilliant. Also, the whale sucked. Any chance of shit on the whale. But that being said, Edward Norton, it's not my favorite performance of these, but I definitely feel like I'm happy to see it here, because I feel like Edward Norton is on his way to get nominated for an Academy Award for A Complete Unknown. I think A Complete Unknown is going to be much more of a roaring success. I'm currently predicting Timothée Chalamet to win the Oscar, and I think he's going to win the Oscar. I really do. I have very little doubts that Timothée Chalamet is not walking away with the Oscar. But Edward Norton showing up here for Complete Unknown makes me incredibly happy. And also, Clarence Macklin robbed. Benji, what about you?
All very good choices. To be fair, I'd happily go with any of these apart from Guy Pearce from Brutalist. But if I had to choose, I'm not gonna lie. They're probably a part of me would, every bone in my body knows I'd vote for Clarence Macklin if he's here, and I'm struggling to pick another actor with that in mind. However, I do have a lot of admiration for Kieran Culkin's performance in The Real Pain. So I'm not so disappointed to the fact that I'm gonna abstain my vote. So I'm gonna go with Kieran Culkin, because for a movie like A Real Pain, the depth of that character and the way that he kind of does it without it seeming kind of too forward or pretentious or like he's trying to get in your face. I think he actually did it very well, and it's something that I really respected from an actor like Kieran Culkin. So I'm comfortable going with Kieran Culkin for this category.
You're so lucky. I was going to throw you off the podcast if you said something else. So, all right. So, best performance by a female actor in a supporting role for any motion picture. I am going to talk about my continued love of Amelia Perez. I think Selena Gomez showing up here is very, very cool. I loved all four, and I'm going to say four performances in Amelia Perez. I think each one of them brought something different to the table. Zoe Saldana to me is and should run away with the Oscar. I think her performance is mesmerizing. I think there's so many things she does in that film that are just beautiful. But for me, Selena Gomez being here in this category makes me extremely happy, especially since, again, this is different from the lead acting category, right? This one is not condensed into two categories. It's one category where you're getting 6 nominees from all movies. So Selena Gomez showing up here, very, very cool. What about you, Benji?
I think I'm gonna agree with you on that one. I'm gonna go for Zoe Saldana for Amelia Perez. I mean, it's kind of category 4 because kind of, if anything, I'd say Gascon is supporting and Saldana's lead. However, in the scenario where she is in the supporting category, I think she really helps. Just like you said, I think all four of the leading ladies and Amelia Perez bring something to the table. But if I had to choose, she's my if I had to rank them, she's definitely my second favorite in that movie and the best in this category.
So Daldana's definitely the best for sure. All right, best performance by a male actor in a motion picture. This is filled with. So yeah, I mean, to me, this is an easy one. This is a no-brainer. Sebastian Stan, A Different Man. I think that Sebastian Stan is definitely by far, running away the best performance in this category. With a shout out to Eisenberg.
You know what? I love A Different Man. I think it's great. I think both of the leading performances are outstanding. You're not going to like me for this, but my favorite of all these is Jesse Plemons for Kinds of Kindness.
Oh my God. Somebody get this. Somebody get this man. Somebody get this man out of here. Somebody get this man out of here. Who's running this show? Who's running this show? Get this man out of here.
I can only apologise if you don't think we can be friends anymore and we had to tide ways here, then so be it. But I've got to be honest. I think Kinds of Kindness is one of my favourite movies of this year so far, and he brings so much to the table for three completely different performances. And an actor like Jesse Plemons, he's very gifted where he gets roles which come across really corny and cheesy and just comedic, but he does it in a way where you just feel for the guy and it feels so effortlessly real that I'm sorry, Ricky, I've got to go with I've got to be true to myself, man. I've got to go Jesse Plemons.
Get this man out of here. Somebody, whoever's running the board, throw him out. See, that's why your Wi-Fi went out, because you're coming up with some of these bad takes like this. No, I'm kidding. Let's see here. Best performance by a female actor in a motion picture, musical, and or comedy. All right, we have Amy Adams for Night Bitch. We already gone through all these. By far, the best pick here is Carla Sofia Gascon for Amelia Perez. And why? Why, Ricky, is the best? First off, in my opinion, I think it's the best of these six. It's my favorite performance of these six people here. And on top of that, it's history. You know what I mean? You know, first openly trans actress being nominated for an award is fantastic. I love that. I'm happy for her. And it's by far. And Mud Style, thank you. You know what I mean? We're going to talk about this anytime it pops up, but the disrespect for Denis is astronomically bullshit. It's ridiculous. It's ludicrous. The fact that he wasn't nominated. You can't make any excuses for it. There's literally no excuse. It is by far the best directed movie of the year. And even if you think, all right, well, The Brutalist is the best directed movie of the year, that's perfectly fine. It's number 2 then. You know what I mean? I don't think Bradley Corbet should be even in conversation, but that's just me. That's my vote. That's my ballot. It's crazy. It's absurd and it's dumb. So thank you, Mud Style, for bringing the rant back. But that being said, all right. Like I said, my name is Carla. What about you, Benji?
Oh, I really am struggling with this one. It's between one and the other, and I think you can probably make a guess of where I'm going with this.
Yeah, it's Demi or Carla, but yeah.
Yep, and you know what? I can't believe I'm saying this, because if either of them won, I'd be happy, and all I've done is chanted Demi Moore's name since the day I saw The Substance. But I've got to be true to myself, and I think the performance that's got the most kind of emotional depth to it, the most leverage, the one that I respect the most, the one that kind of makes me. I don't want to sound pretentious when I say this, but the one that kind of makes me a little bit more emotional when I think about it, the one that I think would mean more to people and has more political power, I'm gonna go with Carla Sofia Gascon.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's gonna win. I really do. I think she's gonna win.
I really hope she does. I think she deserves it. I'll be happy with Demi Moore, but I think she's the one that deserves it most.
Yeah, it's crazy because I feel like they're both of these movies are peppered the same amount of times in so many different places. So it's not like one stands out because they loved one movie more than the other. You know, Amelia Perez got, I think, 10 nominations, which is crazy. All right, best performance by a male actor in a motion picture / drama. I'm gonna probably go off the wall here. My favorite performance of these six is a movie that I saw this past Tuesday, and that's Timothy Chalamet for A Complete Unknown. I think he's fantastic in this movie. I think it's brilliant. And again, I think that this is going to be the first of many wins for Timothy Chalamet on his way to win his first Oscar. So, Benji, you.
That very well may be the case, but I'm looking at the list, and again, disclaimer: I haven't seen the Brute list, but if I was kind of looking at it now and I had to think about what was the best performance, this might surprise a lot of people, but I'm probably going to go with Daniel Craig for Queer.
Oh Lord,
I know a lot of people won't like me for that, but
piss poor movie.
It's a piss poor film. I don't even like it that much, but I think if you were to take everything else out of it and just look at Craig's performance, I think he does. I think he does a lot.
No. I gotta give my co-host here a hard time.
No. I mean, that's fair enough, but I get, in my opinion, I still think he does a lot. And for somebody like Daniel Craig, he's so known for one thing and is rarely given the opportunity to step outside his comfort zone. I think he took it as a really good opportunity to prove himself. And whilst I don't agree with everything that goes on the Queer, and I don't believe it's messaging, if you forget everything and look at the performance within itself, what he's asked to do and the raw emotion that has to come out of that character, I think he did a great.
All right, best performance by a female actor in a motion picture drama. I'll probably go Angelina Jolie for Maria. Probably the best performance here. Well, let's see. The Last Showgirl, I thought Pamela Anderson's objectively bad in that movie. Nicole Kidman's fine in Baby Girl. Tilda Swinton's fine in The Room Next Door. Fernanda Torres is probably maybe the second best performance, and Kate Winslet's very good in Lee. I just saw I saw Lee a year ago, but yeah, Angelina Jolie and Maria is pretty masterful.
So I'm gonna go with Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here. I think
I like it.
That's in my top 5 performances of this year. I think she fucking nails it in that movie, and to kind of have the legendary career she's had and to kind of go under the radar for so long, and then that proper like boom, she's back moment. I love it. Like that's got to be the one for me.
Best motion picture in non-English language. I'm gonna go Emilia Perez. It's just one of my favorite movies of the year, so not surprising there.
Yeah, Emilia Perez, with you on that one. I mean, part of me wants to say I'm Still Here, but the movie I love most is Emilia Perez.
Cinematic box office achievement. We're just ignoring that because that's not
real. Ignore that one completely.
Category. Animated movie. Of these 6, I'm going to go Inside Out 2.
Wow,
It's my favorite. It's my favorite animated movie of the year.
No. I think that's absolutely fair point. My pick would be actually, and I know this is probably the most basic pick ever, and everyone else would agree, but The Wild Robot. That is the first movie that's made me cry in years.
Overrated.
You say what you want, I mean, it got the emotions out of me that I've never really felt before.
Hey, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Each their own, I suppose, as they say.
Best motion picture musical comedy. Not a surprise here. Nobody's going to be surprised with my pick here. I am going to go Emilia Perez as my favorite nomination.
Emilia Perez is my number 2, but since it's my favorite movie of the year, so how can I not say The Substance?
Motion picture and drama. It's easily for me Dune Part 2, a movie that should be peppered across the board. Taken to the streets. Look, Chris, I will support Patti LuPone's snub as long as you help me support Denise snub, and we'll take it to the streets together, friend.
Yeah, I'll join you guys in that one.
All right, so real quick, what we're going to do is we're not going to extend this too much longer, but we got some people listening. We're going to go prediction across the board real quick, and we're going to predict every category. All we're going to say is who we think is going to win, even in categories we don't know what the hell we're talking about, so we're going to do it real quick. Stand-up comedy special. I'm going to just go Jamie Foxx just because of Jamie Foxx, and it's because he's come back. What about you?
I'm going to go. Yep, Jamie Foxx. Agreed.
Supporting actor on a role in television. I am going to go Harrison Ford for Shrinking.
I'm going to go Yvonne Moss Backrack for The Bear.
I like it. Female actor in a supporting role in television. I'm going to go Jessica gunning for Baby Reindeer.
I agree. Just for Baby Reindeer, that TV show is just having a moment.
Best performance by a male actor, limited series, anthology series, movie made for television. I am going to go Colin Farrell for The Penguin.
I'm going to go Richard Gadd for Baby Reindeer.
So, female actor in the same thing. I'm not going to read all that again. Christine Milioti for The Penguin.
I'm going to go with Kaitlyn Winslet for the disclaimer.
Best performance by a male actor in television series, musical, or comedy. I'm going Adam Brody for Nobody Wants This.
I'm going to go with, I'm going to... Sorry, I'm going to go Jeremy Allen White for The Bear.
Best performance by a female actor in television series, musical, or comedy. I am going to go Ayo Derby for The Bear.
I agree. Ayo Edebiri for The Bear.
Best performance by a male actor in television for drama. Haruki Sanada for Shogun.
Yeah, I agree. Haruki Sanada for Shogun.
Female actress in a drama, Anna Sawala for Shogun. By the way, I do love Mr. and Mrs. Smith, by the way. I think that's a fantastic show.
I'm going to go Myra again for Mr. and Mrs. Smith, actually, in that case, between those two. But I'm going to say that one to be different.
Best television series, anthology motion picture for television, Baby Reindeer.
Baby Reindeer.
Musical or comedy, I'm going to go Nobody Wants This.
I'm going to go The Bear.
Television drama, I'm going to go Shogun.
Shogun.
All right, now this is our predictions, folks, for Best Original Song for Motion Picture. We're moving into the film world. I am going to go... Zach. See, look, we're having the people arrive and we're having the people riot for no nomination for
They're all rioting. I can't wait to go on to X and YouTube later and just see people go crazy.
Yeah, we're going crazy too. I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Mi Camino for Amelia Perez is gonna win.
Yeah, I prefer Al Mal, but I think Mi Camino's got more of the edge purely for Selena Gomez.
Best original score, I'm going to be interested to see if The Brutalist really does take down a lot of different things, but I think just for objective purposes, I really do think Hans Zimmer is going to win for Dune Part 2.
I think there's competition, but I still think Hans Zimmer for Dune Part 2 is a front runner as well.
Yeah, it's going to be funny whenever he wins and can't be nominated for an Oscar. Did that happen recently too?
Yes,
I'm pretty positive it
did. I can't remember. Oh no, it wasn't that. I was about to say Babylon. It wasn't Babylon. We'll figure out later.
Exactly. All right. Best screenplay, motion picture. I unfortunately think Sean Baker's going to win.
Yeah, actually, I'm taking a massive gamble here, but I feel like it could pay off. My brain's telling me Sean Baker, but I'm gonna really take a whim here. I'm gonna go with Jesse Eisenberg for Real Pain.
Oh, I like
subject to change for the record, folks.
Best director, Brady Corbet, The Brutalist.
Yeah, Brady Corbet, The Brutalist, just from word I'm hearing.
Male performance and supporting actor of any sort. I'm going out on a limb here. I'm going to say Edward Norton. I think Kieran Culkin's going to win.
Yeah, I think Kieran Culkin for Real Pain.
Guy Pearce is really close. Again, it's all going to depend on how they pepper the Brutus throughout this. Best performance female actor in a supporting role. Zoe Saldana's going.
Ariana Grande, the Wicked.
I should kick you the fuck out of this.
I'm sorry, it's not what I want, but it's just what I think will happen.
Yes, Chris. Also agree. Melati was transcendent. Yeah. All right, let's see. Grande. Oh God, I can't believe you said that. I mean, just threw me off where I was at. All right, best performance by an actor in a motion picture, a musical, or comedy. Eisenberg should win.
I think the Globes made Globes here. I think they might go Glenn Powell for Hitman.
Oh my God, probably. Best performance by a female actor in a musical or comedy. I think the Globes will make history, and I think Carlos Sofia Gascon is going to win. I'm
very happy to. I was going to agree, but then I saw one other name, and I'm really sorry, but I want Carla Sofia Gaston to win with every bone in my body, but I think Mikey Madison is going to win here.
I think Maggie Madison's going to win the Oscar. I really do. I think she's going to run away with the Oscar, but I just feel like I think the Globes are definitely going to do something different. Best Male Actor in a Motion Picture Drama. I said this earlier. I'm saying it again. Timothée Chalamet's going to win for Complete Unknown.
Yeah. So, you know what? I think I'm gonna agree with you on that one. When I'm looking down this list, Adrian Brody's very close. He's right there,
Yep.
but I think Timothée Chalamet may have taken his thunder.
Best performance by a female actor in a motion picture drama. I think Fernanda Torres from Still Here is going to win. It's close. I don't know if it's close. I think it's her or Jolie.
You know what? When I look at all of these other nominees, there's not really one that particularly stands out as being ahead of her. So I'm gonna agree. I think Fernanda Torres for
Non-English language film, best motion picture. I think All We Imagine As Light's going to win.
Do you remember that year when they gave Argentina 1975 the win and it was like number 5?
Also, I didn't realize Melanie said she'd have my vote for saying Zachary Levi can go F himself forever. I didn't know she said that. And Melanie, I love you even more now for that. Box office achievement, Wicked's going to
win. Yeah, Wicked probably will win.
Either that or Deadpool and Wolverine. I forgot about Deadpool and Wolverine. But I think
Wicked.
All right, best motion picture animated. Give me The Wild Robot.
The Wild Robot.
Musical comedy. Give me Amelia Perez, even though on my left they'll say Wicked. But I think it's Amelia Perez and Nora, but I'm going to go with Perez.
I'm going to go with Wicked. I'm going to be different.
Best motion picture drama. I am going to go with The Brutalist.
I'm going to go with The Brutalist too.
Yeah, so that is it, folks. We appreciate you guys joining us here for another episode of the Worst Buzz Podcast. We'll be back hopefully soon. Obviously, we know that the Critics' Choice nominations are coming out on Thursday. Very excited about that because I turned my ballot in on Friday. We got a lot to talk about. There's a lot of awards coming on. There's a lot of things shifting. Benji and I will be back probably very, very soon to break down the predictions. And I think that after this week, we can really kind of give some better insight on the Oscar predictions, so you can check those out. We've done some few videos in the past. They're a little dated now because of other nominations coming out, but Benji and I should be back very, very soon to talk about the Oscars. Benji, thank you so much for joining us. That is it for this week's episode, this Golden Globe nomination reaction show. Again, we'll be back very, very soon to talk about quite a few other things. We'll talk to you guys very, very soon.
See you later, folks. Thank you very much.